Hey guys, and happy holidays. I wanted to make a video and I do not have even the slightest idea what I'm going to say. I just know, like without a shadow of a doubt, the point that I want to make, but I don't know where it's going to go. And, my channel, it's not like people are waiting for my videos every week. It's a small channel, but I have been gone. I was traveling, and you don't know how bad I just could see things happening. And I so badly just like wanted to get on and make a video. I just didn't, when you're traveling, you don't really have, sometimes you just don't have time. And there's just things going on. And anyways, it's so crazy how much power you have. And I can't tell you how fun it is when you realize it. The only, like I just walk around giddy. And that is not my natural disposition on life, okay? I am a hard-headed, skeptical, paranoid, glass half empty realist. And that's just a label that unfortunately I put on my, I took that on. I took that filter of the world on from just, life experiences early on, which everybody totally has. We all come here and experience crazy, not fun stuff. And like, that's why, I don't judge others for, I guess, like how they handle it. 'Cause I didn't always handle my pain well. I still don't always handle my pain well. But every day, we just become more enlightened and we get a little bit better and we become a little bit more powerful and like we learn a little bit more. And that's the goal. And it's the journey. Like that is why we're here. I think to experience adversity and then learn how to overcome it, not in the way that like everybody around you is telling you to handle it or deal with it, but like from who you really are as an eternal divine being. And that is a huge difference, by the way. Like being a human and being told like essentially to be a victim of your adversity. Right, because we all have it. And it's so easy to look at other people and think, oh, they've never had anything bad happen to them. I promise, like, that's not true. I don't care how blessed somebody looks, how lucky somebody looks, like how like much affluence it looks like they were given, like abundant, like family resources. Like I promise nobody is able to escape the human experience. That's why we came here. And so, and it's so funny, like, I actually have heard that a lot. Like people will look at me and be like, oh, well, I've heard it all. Like nothing bad's ever happened to you. You must have grown up with a silver spoon in your mouth. You like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I do have like the urge to like fight that sometimes. Like, no, like, this is all the pain I've been through. But the reality is, that's just me putting myself back into a victim mindset and fighting for my limitations. I don't want that. And you know, it's really interesting, even before I like knew anything about mindset or anything that I talk about and teach on now, even from a young age, I can remember having like this will and drive to like never let anybody see me as a victim, and curating my image of one that did grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. That sounds like a little bratty. That's not what I mean. I just like didn't want anyone to ever know any pain that I'd been through. And that's probably my ego for sure. There was definitely a part of me that like never wanted anyone to know that their plots against me worked and like hurt me. That's totally ego. But what it did was almost give me an alter ego in order to curate this image that I wanted of like nothing bad has ever happened to me, which couldn't be farther from the truth. Like sometimes I think maybe one day I'll write a book like when certain people pass on in my life, because a lot of it is protecting other people. But yeah, it's like also my ego, like I don't want people to know how nasty things have gotten in my life. And so sometimes when I was younger, especially when people would be like, oh, well, you've never experienced anything bad. I did have the urge to fight. Now that I'm older, I'm like, perfect. That's exactly what I want you to think. That I've always just been lucky girl. And so anyways, having that like alter ego, I think it really pushed me into the mindset of somebody who was who I wanted to be. Having this alter ego of like, nothing bad's ever happened to me and everything's easy and everything's a joke. And I was very lighthearted. Like my outward appearance is very like silly, goofy, lighthearted. Like it's, yeah, like I'm just kind of like a dork. But that actually, without me knowing like mindset work and like my own power and my own just like remember, like I didn't know who I was. I didn't know that I had the power. I didn't like remember until much later on in life that I'm divine and I hold all the power and I hold all the influence, yada yada. And so it was like early on, like what came first, the chicken or the egg? But like I did create this image of myself that then forced me into a mindset, albeit sometimes temporarily, to kind of like fake it till you make it. And it worked. And so now as an adult, when people are like, oh, nothing bad's ever happened to you, or like you're just lucky, or like you get everything you want, I'm like, yeah, because like I did that. You know, it didn't just like happen naturally. But I just like let people think what they want, because I'm like, yeah, perfect. You're adding to that consciousness stream of thought that like everything comes to me easily. So anyways, so nobody is immune to hardship, but we can be immune to the suffering. So and maybe I'm jumping all over the place, but when people say like self-concept's the most important work, I like get where the root of that is coming from, because I can sit here all day and be like, oh my God, I'm so lucky. I'm the best. Everybody loves me, blah, blah, blah. But you know what, like, really does it is like, it is self-concept. It's like, I call the shots. I hold all the power. I hold all the influence. And like, literally, I don't have problems anymore. I have opportunities to show myself and the world my power. When a quote unquote problem comes, it doesn't even like, I mean, of course it phases me, but like it doesn't take me out the way that it could or it used to. I'm literally like, perfect, bring it. Like, I'm just here now to operate and show myself how much power I have. And it's like it's more of an obstacle or a challenge. It's just an opportunity to literally show that I hold all the power and nothing bad can ever happen to me. And it's not just like me saying like, oh, everything works out for my good. No, like, I truly believe that now. And I do think that's like the self-concept that gets you there. Like, knowing like your consciousness, your divinity, you're the power, you're the operator, you're the influence. And really, holy shit, understanding that. And then you become unshakable, and then you become unrattled, like nothing rattles you. And like, it's crazy. Like, I literally just walk around and I just know everybody loves me. Everybody has my back. Everybody is here for my highest good. And I know, like, it's so easy for people, oh, that's so like egotistical and selfish. Okay, live your life however you want. I'm the center of my reality. If you want to center somebody else around, or center somebody else and make them the center of your universe, by all means, you have free will. You can do that. I don't think it's egotistical. I'm not out to like hurt people. I'm out to give my soul the full experience that I came here for, and that is to experience what I want. Sorry, I don't care what anybody else wants to experience. That's your reality. And I do think that that's a little bit of like society's way of like keeping us in line to not operate in our full power by being like, oh, well, you're just selfish. Like, you're not thinking of others, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it. Like, I'm not going to go out and like hurt somebody. Like, that's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is, I'm here. I came here to experience my consciousness expanding in the way that I chose to expand it. How you choose to expand it is because there's really unlimited ways to expand your consciousness. It's never going to stop expanding. We are eternal beings, and our consciousness is going to keep expanding. And just like space, they say like the edge of space, it just keeps expanding and there's no end, and like it just keeps growing. That's a really good example of our consciousness and our, soul's eternal place. We're just gonna keep discovering who we are, and there's no edge of our limitations. There's no limit. We're going to keep going and keep going and keep going. So I came here to experience like a really happy, nice experience. Like, I don't want to suffer. I have. And that is what taught me, that's what got me here, right? Those experiences made me seek out, like, what the fuck is going on? What's the point of life? This sucks. And then I was able to get here. Like, that is what truly led me here. I hope and pray that other people, and that's why I put out this content, and I find it like educational. Of course, they're not going to teach you this shit in school, because you know, an empowered person is somebody they can't control. But yeah, like, there are other ways to figure this stuff out. You don't have to, like, suffer forever. And I hope you don't, you know, because that shit sucks. It's really hard. It really sucks. But if you have, and that's what got you here, you know, God bless it. But my whole point is, well, I don't know what my point is. I never really know what my point is. But if you can hone in on understanding you're limitless, you're going to go on forever, you're eternal, you came here to choose your expansion, and it's okay if you want to have everything you want. There's a reason why, you know, if I want a specific, my wants are very specific. Not everybody wants what I want. And that is like what I came here to experience, was the diversity. So instead of like consciousness just expanding all at once as one whole thing, it did fragment and fraction off. And so here's my path, and your path is different. And like, whatever you want, there's nothing right or wrong about it. Whatever you choose is exactly right for you. And you shouldn't have any shame about it. Don't let other people, oh, you're being selfish. No, you're being limited. And so you say that I'm selfish. You just don't know your own power yet. And so you're putting your bullshit limitations on me, which I don't choose to operate in. If you want to choose to operate in limitation, be my fucking guest. I'm not going to. I am limitless. What I say goes. What I choose to experience, I will. My Amazon guy's here. And so, when we, thanks Amazon guy, choose to operate in that power, yeah, you're going to get like a little bit of opposition. Who cares? If you can have everything you ever wanted, but like some people don't agree with it, like, why would that ever stop you? I just feel bad for those people. They don't know yet. And that's their journey. They might have to go through a couple more shitty experiences, you know? So to get to the mindset that maybe I'm already at, and that's okay. It took me long. Some people got it faster than me. I like remember being like, this is a funny story. Oh, there was a show on MTV called, I think it was called The Fabulous Life of, and they would put in a celebrity or a group of people, right? The Fabulous Life of Britney Spears, or The Fabulous Life of athletes. I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Fabulous Life of, I don't know, like, what am I trying to say? Professional athletes. Wow. Okay, obviously I'm not a sports girl. But anyways, I would watch this show. I was like a kid. I was like 10, 11, 12. And it would show the extravagance of these celebrities and these rich people. And it would show their homes. It would show their vacations and their cars and their jets. And it would even show like their products, like Britney Spears, you'd use, this was back then, this was like crazy. She had like $100 shampoo and conditioner that like restructured the genetic makeup of her hair. I remember hearing this. It might have been Google Gobble. I don't know. And instead of being inspired by this, like, whoa, this person has all this luxury and like 50 assistants and can buy whatever they want, I was in a victim mindset. And I remember, this is embarrassing, but it's not. I remember crying because I was like, I know I'm supposed to be rich and I don't know how I'm going to ever get that. Because I grew up wealthy and then my family lost everything. And so by the time we had like recovered, we were like middle class, upper middle class, but we never got back to where we were. And so I had seen both sides. We had lived in, wealth, and we had lived in extreme poverty. And I think those were like my 0 to 7 years. And I think it like fucked with me pretty heavily, and it really stuck with me. And so by the time we financially recovered, I was probably junior high or something. And so that's when I was watching these shows, and I just remember being like, like money is hard to come by or whatever. And just like, I just like knew I was meant to be extremely wealthy. And for anybody that's like not in the right mindset, when I'm saying this out loud, they're going to roll their eyes. They're going to be like disgusted by what I'm saying. And that's okay. But like, it's so funny because I was just like, I just didn't see the way. I just didn't have, I was in a victim mindset. I was in a, maybe not even victim. I was in a poverty mindset. Like, I did not see how I was ever going to go from where I was to this luxurious lifestyle that I was being shown on the TV. I don't know if anybody remembers that show. It was one of my favorite shows. And so The Fabulous Life of, that's what it was called. And it was like this British guy talking, and he would like, and then these celebrities, they have their own chauffeur. Like it was just like, it was so cheesy, and I like ate it every minute of it. But anyways, so like if you're still in like a poverty mindset, a victim mindset, you're gonna think everything I'm saying is like wackadoodle. But I'm telling you, it's not. You can be poor as fuck. You can be in poverty. And you can start telling yourself, I am so rich. I am blessed with the best business. All my money comes through my highest means. I am so affluent. I am so successful. I have the best clients. I have the best business. I have the best finances. I have no debt. You're going to start saying that. And it might take you a couple of weeks. It might take a month. It's like really disheartening sometimes when people like overnight success stories. Yeah, for sure. You can do that. But that means like your mindset was right there, ready to transition. Sometimes your mind needs, if you've had like 25 years of conditioning that you're a piece of shit, broke loser that has to work hard to get money, it probably won't change overnight. You do have to overcome the physicality of your conscious and subconscious brain. That is our human aspect. That is our physical aspect. That is our earth elements, right? It's not all woo-woo, like metaphysical, whatever. Because we're human, we do have to go through a physical process. That's not to say that we don't experience amazing miracles all the time that defy our physical world, of course. But part of the expansion of our consciousness is overcoming the physicality of being human. That is our brains. the way our brains are wired, the way that it is used to protect ourselves, the way that it stays small in order, like it's trying to keep you alive, not happy. Your brain is here to keep you alive. It's not here to keep you happy. So we're overcoming the physicality of being human. That's the work. Now, if it takes you overnight to believe that some guy in the Starbucks line is gonna buy you coffee, great. But it's okay if it takes you a couple months to overcome decades of programming. It's not that it's not working. It's not that it doesn't work for you. It's not any of that shit. I've been doing this since I was like, honestly, a teenager is like when I found, you know, all this metaphysical whatever. And it still takes me months to sometimes see the outside world start to reflect what I've been telling myself for weeks or months. And I promise it's worth it. It is. And like it's like sad, like not that many, you know, thought teachers, mindset teachers will like say that. It's like, oh, it's instant. Yes, it can be. We're switching in and out of realities all day, probably millions of times. But staying there, like when I say, you know, I'm a multimillionaire. Okay, right now that's true. But now I might have something else be going on and I'm going to come back to my most dominant subconscious program, my most dominant thought. So for that split second, I was a multimillionaire. And we're going in and out of our programming, different versions of our realities every day. So if it takes you a minute to make that your dominant reality, that's okay. I feel like sometimes the like overnight successes like can be discouraging to people, and they think it doesn't work and then they give up. No. I don't care if it takes you 6 months to reprogram something. I promise the time will pass anyways and you will be so fucking glad you did it. Like I said, I've been doing this since I was a teenager. I'm in my late 30s now. That's over 15 years. That's like close to 20 years. I still might take me like 6 months to start seeing something change in my reality. And no, I'm not somebody who like robotically affirms like incessantly. I might for like a day or two because I'm like on a rampage, but I just throughout my day, I wake up, you know, when you're going to bed and when you wake up, those are like your mind's most susceptible to being reprogrammed. So take advantage of that, like the practicality of that brainwave 30 minutes after you wake up and then like right as you're going to sleep. And I might rattle off my list of affirmations. And then throughout the day, I'm just like telling myself, like, everything's fucking awesome. My life is perfect and it keeps getting better. I get everything I want served to me on a silver platter. I just kind of nonchalantly do it because we've been nonchalantly programmed for negativity our whole lives. So like, I feel like sometimes like the robotic affirming can like get a little, you know, it can kind of, I don't know, it's like, it doesn't feel good sometimes. And if it does, if it works for you, do it. You probably can reprogram your brain a lot faster. I just don't want people to get discouraged. Oh my God, I've been robotically affirming for 3 days and nothing's changed. Sweet honey angel baby child, that's okay. It's okay. Slow and steady wins the race, because this should be your lifestyle. Telling yourself how fucking great you are, how powerful you are, how everything is amazing and your life is amazing and you get the best opportunities and you have the best experiences and you get everything you want. It should just kind of naturally flow out of you. And sometimes that's just like a slow and steady, I just think sometimes wins the race. And again, this is going to be a lifestyle shift. And so, don't get discouraged if you don't see the physical not change right away. Like I said, probably took me like 4 or 5 months on some of these things to leisurely. But it's so crazy now on my autopilot, my brain is constantly telling me how my life is awesome. And I wake up being like, I get everything I want. My life is perfect. Keeps on getting better. That's my dominant thought now, which is awesome because it used to not be. Oh, it used to not be. And throughout life, like, we're gonna go in waves. But I just hope that even if it's doing this, we're on like the uptick, right? And my life has gotten significantly better over the last decade, 2 decades, whatever. And like the things that are normal to me now were never normal to me at 20, 25, 30. It's insane. It's fucking insane. We can have anything we want. We can program ourselves for whatever we want. It all starts here. Don't even stress over out here because this is just old programming. Just stick with it. Whatever you like, there are no limitations. Just program that little mind of yours, and it's like a little projector screen that's going to, and it shows up. And when it does, it feels so good. All that work, all that reprogramming, all that being very conscious to redirect your thoughts and like consciously going after what you want. Once it does drop into that subconscious and it's now autopilot, it feels so good. The shit that has happened to my life even recently is insane. I see it every day. And I'm not trying to make anything happen. I am so fucking oblivious. The people reaching out, the opportunities, the money, the coincidence, like, oh my God. Even my like physical health, even like, dude, I don't try at all. And like, if I am in a situation where like last night before I went to bed, I ate 2 Milky Ways. I love them. And there was a part of my brain that was like, oh no, you're going to get cavities if you don't brush your teeth. And you're going to get fat. It's so bad for you. It's going to make you're going to be up all night because of sugar. And your joints are going to ache and all this. And I was like, or that's just old programming and I can eat whatever I want. And my body just responds great to it. No joint pain, which that is something that I deal with sugar, or I have dealt with. It's all good. It's all good. No cavities, no whatever. Went straight to sleep, slept like a baby. It's all what we tell ourselves, Don't get discouraged. What you want is because that's what you came here to experience and all it does is expand your consciousness. When you have a desire and that desire comes to pass, all it does is expand your consciousness. And that's the whole goal here on earth. That's the whole goal. That's it. So don't feel bad about what you want. If you want like a fucking McLaren gaudy ass sports car, girl, get it. Or whatever. Don't let anybody like, oh, that's materialistic. Fuck yeah, it is. We came to Earth. It is the most dense of all the places we could incarnate at. Yeah, it's fucking materialistic, you dummy. We run off a monetary system. We chose that incarnation here. It's the densest. It's the most physical. It's the most, monetary. It's the most, whatever, materialistic. Like, we chose that incarnation. There's other places we can incarnate in that are not as materialistic. So yeah, I want to experience all the cool shit. I want all the life. I want the best opportunities. I want the once in a lifetime opportunities. I personally want a Ferrari. Oh wait, Ferrari? Lamborghini? I don't know. I want one of those. I'll take both. I'm just kidding. But like, why shouldn't you experience that? I'm not doing it to impress anybody else. I just want the experience. Yeah, because like when you're doing this work and you're expanding your consciousness, it isn't ego. Like, I'm not over here like doing all this stuff to like make people like me. I don't give a fuck. You know? It is truly just for the experience that I came here to have, that expands my consciousness, that makes me understand my power, that makes me realize that I'm limitless, and I just keep going from there. We just happen to be in a very material, dense incarnation. Am I saying that right? Reincarnation? Yeah. Anyways. So like, yeah, be materialistic, because there are people that come here and they don't do this work, and it does kind of offset, because it's all materialism and they're not working on their soul and their like their eternal being, and so it doesn't really balance out, and it can become like it does become like the ego. And like, you can tell when you talk to somebody if it's their ego or not. They truly don't. It's like the inversion of this work, because everything I'm doing makes me a kinder person, makes me a more loving person, makes me more empathetic, makes me more intuitive. It like changes your soul. But when people come here and they're, Earth is super dense, materialistic. So when they come here and they're like only going after that, because that's kind of what Earth is about. You can see it. It's very heavy, and their soul kind of gets, sad and not nurtured, and their ego becomes inflated. And I've even seen and heard of where the soul will actually pop out of the body because it can't handle the ego. It can't handle like the heaviness of like those negative emotions and those negative vibes. And it'll go, and we have like a little, this is all just whatever. This is just interesting. We have that little silver cord that like connects us through our belly button to our soul. Anyways, when you do this work, this mindset work, you are incorporating let's say your soul has kind of disconnected from you. You are bringing it back in, and you're incorporating it, and you are like living at those higher vibrations. You're living in those higher feelings of like love and freedom and courage and happiness. Like, you feel it. You're not in your ego. So materialism as an experience doesn't have to be an egotistical thing. It can also feed your soul. And I know nobody wants to talk about that, but it really just is your intent with it, and your mindset with it. So go after those things. All it's going to do is involve your consciousness. We're here incarnated on Earth as one of the most, if not the most, material dense, monetary places. Go for that experience. Don't let other people make you feel bad about it. And sorry, I'm laughing because, like I was telling you, like when your 3D starts mirroring back, and it's like a true belief. my phone, I should have put it on Do Not Disturb. I'm just getting like the funniest things. Anyways, but yeah, you'll once your affirmations do become a belief in your subconscious, and you'll see me do this. This is your conscious brain. This is when you're consciously making a concerted effort to, reprogram your mind, say your affirmations out loud, reprogram, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll see it. When it shows up in the material 3D, you know that has now dropped into the subconscious. It's now an autopilot. You don't have to think about it. You just believe whatever that thing is now. And all you have to do is look around. Look at your 3D. Those are all your autopiloted subconscious beliefs. So if you need to start reprogramming because you don't like what you see in the 3D, that's okay. You just take your time. It is a conscious effort, which takes a little bit more energy for us. When it's autopilot, think about when you're learning to drive a car versus like now. It's like way more adrenaline and energy and all of this versus now I get in my car, I don't even like think. It's like bad, but you just don't think about it. So look around. You will see what your subconscious believes based on what's showing up in the 3D, and that's all it is. We're just here to expand, experience, and program ourselves for whatever experience it is that we want. Okay, I hope this was helpful. I hope this was easy to track and follow. Sometimes I'm kind of like a pinball machine, but anyways. Okay, happy holidays. I hope you guys are having a wonderful November. Yeah, we're coming up on Thanksgiving soon, so I hope you guys are doing whatever it is that you want to do for the holiday season, and talk to you later. Bye.